What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lab Rats, where we test it so you don't have to. I'm RMB.
And I'm Humble.
Today, we're trying to get fast. We're trying to zoom. We're trying to go fast today.
Who wants to go fast?
I want to go fast. I'm not trying to go fast. I'm trying to ramp hard.
Yeah, but we're both trying to do fast things. I'm trying to end the game fast. You're trying to ramp fast.
Yeah. But like, I think I got the tools. What
are you playing today?
I'm playing a little something new, a little something spicy. Some blueberry ramp. What are you playing today?
I'm playing hyper aggro.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to go real fast.
I don't like this. Where's the deck at? On screen, you'll see Blueberry Ramp, a deck that I'm pretty fond of, if I do say so myself. If it catches your eye right out the gate, you see Mufasa, leader of Pride Rock, is the main feature of this deck. I do want to go to 4 copies. I haven't been able to find room yet. But the card just says, I win if you ever get to ready with it. If it ever quests, you untap you ready all of your ink, and get to do obscene things per turn. So we are just trying to ramp to those things. We have Elsa, the 5th Spirit, which comes in pretty clutch, especially against the aggro decks. Being able to basically have a Pinocchio effect on top of being able to rush and have evasive, so any birds just get plucked out of the sky, which is pretty nice. Tipo proves to be a very, very good ramp tool, way better than I had anticipated. Chicha was in this slot before, but Chicha proved a little bit too slow, and Tipo into Mickey Mouse just provides 6 ink by turn 4, which is exactly where you want to be. We also have Elsa Spirit of Winter, kind of makes a comeback all the way from set 1. Huge tempo play, pairs very well with the 5th Spirit that we got from this set. We also have 1 copy of Anna from this set, so we get
Anna?
Anna.
We're watching Frozen after this.
I'll get the popcorn.
Okay.
So we do get to just kind of play the Winter Sisters, which is pretty neat. What do you got going on over there?
Let me grab this deck list real quick.
A little bit higher. There we go.
So like I said, I want to go fast. This is my hyper aggro sauce. We're trying to Lightning McQueen up in here.
Yeah, ka-chow! Ka-chow!
You'll notice that we've got 4 really awesome new cards from Shimmering Skies. Obviously, Daisy Duck has been on the tip of everyone's tongue. Big fan of that card. You know, just trying to turn it sideways, make it so that you can't interact with it as much as humanly possible by using bodyguards and befuddles to. You
have been really happy with this card, and like I'm afraid that every deck you're going to be playing is going to be Amber in some way to facilitate Daisy Duck.
Yeah, because the card's just amazing. Are you kidding me? A 1/4 on 1?
The card is really good.
It is very, very good.
Goblin Guide, eat your heart out.
Exactly. So some of the other new cards, I think one of the things that was missing from some of these hyper aggro strategies in the past was consistent card draw. Yeah, and you'll see that we are running 4 copies of the Amethyst Chromacon. Essentially, this deck's average ink curve is sub 2. We're running 24 1-drops. So our average ink curve is very, very, very low. So I don't care how many cards you have in your hand. I'm going to play every single card that I draw. While you're just going to have like a handful of cards and the game's going to be over before you get to actually play all of them. We're also running the library, which the library pairs very, very well with our weak statted bodies like Lilo and Maleficent, as well as some of the banish triggers from Chernobog's followers, as well as magic brooms to draw an insane amount of cards. And then the last one that I really, really like is gathering knowledge and wisdom. I'm telling you, by the time Shimmering Skies is done, my brain is going to be so big. I'm going to have so much knowledge and so many wisdoms.
I do want to point out that I was like, hey man, you should play this card in this deck. And you're like, no, totally not. That card is bad. You should not play that. And then look, now there's 4.
So so I didn't play it, and then I played 2, and then I played 3, and now I'm just playing 4. You'll notice that there's one very aggressive character that is not in this list, and it's the 2-drop Pinocchio that quests for 3.
Card is very underwhelming.
It was incredibly underwhelming. Like, you'd think that a 2 cost that quests for 3 would be
very good.
But like, we just have Piglet.
Yeah.
And like Piglet does that, is inkable and is a 2/2 instead of a 1/1.
Piglet go hard.
Piglet goes silly hard. But the idea is play a bunch of 1-drops, you know, use Befuddle as an anti-tempo tool to keep your opponent off the early turns, being able to banish your characters, as well as protect them behind Simba, Baloo, and Donald.
Yeah. Well, after seeing your list, I'm less excited for this match, but I want to see how these lines work.
It's not going to be good.
It's not going to be fun. All right, game one.
Game Juan.
Let's see who goes first.
Do.
It was you last time. Hopefully
it's always me. It's
no,
always
me. It's me.
Ah, it is you. No.
King can't have everything, bro.
The king is supposed to have everything. Like, I need my taxes.
All right, let's start. Ooh. So our opener has some things we want, and also has a few things we don't really want to see right now. So this is going to be a pretty easy mulligan, in my opinion. Like, these four are definitely going back. We do have pretty nice early curve. So we do have all upside on this. So we are going to mulligan 4 cards. So these aren't great to see, but these are great to see. So we can hopefully build to these, but then we should be fine for their early game.
So our hand's got a lot of redundancy. There's definitely some missing pieces here, and there's definitely some things that like we don't want to see this early on. I don't think we necessarily need these right now. I want to try to find a little bit more aggression. We're going to keep this at a minimum so that we have a turn 1 play. We're going to keep both of these so that we have options on our turn 2 play. And I think that we're just going to mulligan everything else. I think I would rather find, you know, Daisy on 1. Also, like, Befuddle in any matchup that has, you know, 1s or 2s that they're trying to interact with you on. I think I'd, like, try to give myself the best chance to find Befuddle. So we're going to mulligan 4. Alright, so our mulligan, like, wasn't great, but, like, it's not terrible either. Really wanted to see a Befuddle, but what are you going to do?
We kind of have 2 really good options. So obviously, like, we could just ink 1, play 1. But that may or may not be where we want to be, because I think we want to have kind of a flooded board in this matchup. So it might seem a little weird. We're going to ink this Madam M Snake, and I'm going to start with a Rafiki and pass it over.
See, this is why we want Befuddle. We'll drop. Alright, we are going to ink a Simba, and we will
pass the turn.
Play a Lilo.
Oh, it's not pass the turn.
And we'll send it back.
And draw. So I wish these 2 cards were inkable. So we do kind of have a weird line. We could ink this and deploy 2 things this turn, which might be very relevant in this matchup specifically, but this is also just such a good rusher, especially on curve. I think I'm willing to risk it, especially because we have Elsa we can get to on 5, and hopefully we hit ramp soon. And I think I'm going to value that a little higher, especially because we have this kind of 1-2 punch. Yeah, I'm not going to risk it very much, actually. I'm going to ink this Rafiki, and I'll just play Churnabox Followers. I don't think their deck has any rush. It's probably not worth it. I'm just going to pass.
So already we'll draw for turn. Alright, so not necessarily what we wanted to draw there.
Love to see it. Fantastic words to hear from your opponent who's playing an aggressive deck.
I mean, like, we're going to have a little bit of an issue inking this game.
Yes.
Like, our ink options are these 2. And I think because we only have 2 ink options, like, it makes the decision for us where it's probably just this. So we're going to ink a Dolores, play a Piglet, and send it back.
So the cool thing about the Rafiki is it's going to stop our opponent from, like, enacting their own game plan, which is quite nice. So we're going to take a draw for the turn. That's not okay, but we do have this, so we are going to quest for 1. We're going to use the Churnabox Followers to draw a card. That's the same thing. So I think we're getting further and further away from being able to rely on Elsa, especially because Madam Mim is just super powerful and can result in 2 things. So I do unfortunately think we are going to ink the Elsa. And
love to see that.
We're going to pass.
So we can draw. So what is the punish here? The punish is he gets to Rafiki into something and then Fox it back, taking a value trade. So I think that makes our play line pretty clear. We're going to ink the Chernobog's followers. We'll pay 2 to play a Bodyguard Simba and 1 to play a Lilo, and then quest for 5.
It's pretty good.
And send it back.
Draw. Alright, so this kind of makes it so we can't remove 2 things off the board. Because the Rafiki will trade the Simba, which isn't ideal. So I think I'll quest for 1. We're going to play Madam Mim. Pick up the Rafiki. Remove the Simba. 2 damage onto the Madam Mim. Then I'll ink a snake. Redeploy Rafiki. And that's my turn.
So we'll draw for turn. That's a pretty good draw. I think we're actually just going to play a Baloo Bodyguard. Quest for R7. Go to 12. If the blue gets banished, then we go to 14. The question is whether or not I want to ink this card, and I think that the answer is probably no. The punish is a second Fox. Second Fox would, like, make it worse, but even so, like, I don't think that we're inking anything for the next, like, turn or 2 anyways until we get to this. So I think we just pass.
Alright. Big hits. Not a big hit. So, kind of forced to do this. Draw a card. I'm gonna ink this goat. Rafiki will unfortunately have to take out. And then the Mim will trade the Piglet. And then we will pass.
So yeah, that's pretty unfortunate that he wasn't able to take out multiple things. We can just ink library,
have null.
Double knowledge,
yeah,
quest for her 4.
Yeah, our draws are pretty unfortunate. This was the draw. Ooh. This is the draw for turn, and this is the other rabbit was the draw for off the Chernobog's followers.
Yeah, you don't want to see these. Like, these are things that you want to, like, mulligan away and
especially because
never see again.
I mulligan them away in the opener and drew them again.
This deck is, like, really fast sometimes, though, too.
It is. So, like, I think I had a great start. I just stumbled on some draw steps.
I did it again. I did it again.
You're so smart and hot.
Oh, rude. Exactly 7. Anytime you pull exactly 7 off the top, it just feels like fate.
Looking at this hand, we have a lot of what we want to see in this matchup. We are lacking a 1-drop, so that is probably something we need to look for. Obviously, this is going to go immediately. We never keep goats in our opener. But we kind of have the dream. Get rid of the snake because we already have a better 2-drop here. This is a good combo against this matchup. I'm likely getting rid of this. It does sing this. But so does this. So we are just going to get rid of this. So this is what we're keeping into this matchup. This is what we're getting rid of. Definitely not our second take. Definitely hit record the first time.
Yeah, this is totally the first game too we played.
Yeah, we completely didn't already play half a game.
So our hand's a little bit weird. There's things in this hand, and there's like things I just don't really want. Like, these are obviously super low impact, especially going second. Like, these are great. I think this card's good. I think this card's good. Like, these are in fact all inkable, but I just want more aggression. I want to find some removal options. I want to find some aggression. We're going second, so we're getting an extra card. So, like, there may be this crazy scenario where we just, like, mull all of our inkable cards and don't get to play the game.
You should do that.
I think I actually am. Like, unironically, like, this hand will be able to operate on 1 to 2 ink for the first few turns of the game. I think I might keep one of these just to have exactly one inkable card. So that's 4 cards. We're mulling 3. Yeah, we're going to do that. Those are all inkable cards.
Damn, never punished.
Never punished. One of them is very, very good.
Yeah, what I'd trade for having a full head of hair is the ability to not be lucky.
I mean, 20 on inkables for a deck that caps out at like 3-4 probably isn't terrible.
Yeah, I'm at 15, but I also have ramp, so...
Yeah, I don't have that.
Oh, well, yeah, you also don't do anything past turn 4.
Well, yeah, because the game's over.
All right, we're never getting to this. We're going to start with an Ursula and pass.
All right, we will draw a card for turn. So I think we're going to want some pretty big efficiencies this game. I think there's actually a world where, because our opponent's going first, we don't necessarily want to do this on turn 1. Man, big decisions already on turn 1.
What do you mean, big decisions? Ink a card, play a card. That's what your deck does.
We're going to ink a goat and play Maleficent Zigo.
Maleficent. Okay, we're going to draw. Well, we drew 3 of these, but I think I'm going to ink a Yzma. Play a Tipo.
That card's good.
Tipo is going to put that card in our inkwell, and I'm going to pass the turn.
So we will draw not the card we want. I think because we're starting to get to the point where inkables are going to be a problem, we're actually going to ink a Piglet.
Ooh, love to see that.
To play a Piglet.
Ooh, don't like that.
And we will send it back. We're not going to give you a free trade on our Maleficent.
Why not, coward?
Because.
Draw. That's not bad. I actually kind of like that quite a bit, actually, because it means we can actually ink this now. The only problem with inking this is, like, these become kind of uncastable. But I think that's worth it to have access to this. So we're gonna... Oh, we can also just, like, ink this, because I'm smart. Quest for 1, we're gonna play a snake, pick up Tipo. Ink a friends from the other side. Play a Tipo.
I need you to stop ramping, sir.
Tipo, so on that's the thing, right? So I think it's... I don't want to get rid of this. So I think it might have to be this. Because eventually we're just going to need to draw cards. But I think this is too good to pass up. Because that'll be the 3rd one of these that goes in the inkwell. And I don't think I can afford that. But you know what? This is like kind of the weakest card, especially because I'm not going to use it anytime soon. So it is just going to go right there. And I'm going to pass.
Alright, we'll draw for turn. Well, that's a pretty good draw. So what's the punish here? Fox? Fox just seems to always be the punish with this deck.
Yeah, cards is just the removal tool that Amethyst needs. It's completely not overstated or oppressive.
We don't have a whole lot of options for inking cards here, so like it's probably just this. So we ink here. If we play this, we just get roasted by a fox. And I don't think I want to get roasted by a fox. So I think I'm actually going to play a Daisy, play a Piglet, and quest for 5.
Sure.
And say go.
I'll draw.
The Elsa here is probably going to hurt pretty bad.
You mean that one?
Yeah.
Yep, we're going to remove that. I'll remove that, and I'll remove that. So 2 damage, 2 damage, 1 damage. The question is, do I want to ink? And I mean, I am the ramp deck, but also this is just like having a redundant copy of this is very strong. And I think it may or may not make up for this. So I'm going to ink a crab. And I'll pass. Overall, the punish could possibly be like he sends a daisy into one of my characters to kill it. But he's also not playing Rapunzel, so I don't think I care about that.
Attack here.
Sure.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And, oh, this has 3 damage on it.
Sure does.
But that at least allows us to draw some cards, which we desperately need. And I don't really want to give you more cards.
All right, draw for turn. Well, that's pretty cool. thing has 8, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's a lot of them.
Well, we're gonna put 3 damage onto the library. Ink, or place snake. We're actually gonna ink Tipo. And I'll just pass.
So start a turn, we'll gain 1. I readied my library.
You did ready your library. It is indeed ready for combat.
That is funny. Alright, we'll start with questing with Daisy.
Ooh, trigger. Damn.
Yeah, put that bad boy to the bottom.
That may or may not be the 4th one.
Really?
The other 3 may or may not be in my inkwell.
We will play a Baloo and move Baloo to the library.
Sure.
And send it back.
I will draw. It's not a bad one. So, he does not protect against the library, so I will just remove the library from combat. And I will play a Rafiki. And I'll just pass.
That's a card.
It is indeed a Lorcana card.
So we will pay 3 to play a Bodyguard Donald, target Daisy.
Yeah.
Quest for 3, trigger Daisy.
Magic at a spell.
Sure. We'll quest for 1.
Sure.
And we will play another Daisy.
Sure.
And send it on back.
I will draw.
1 card in hand.
All right. So let's do quick math. So murder.
Banish.
Murder.
Banish.
Banish, banish, banish. That's kind of cute, actually. So tap down the ready Daisy. Deal with that. Go to 14. Deal with that. And deal with that. And then I'll just put 2 on that. And then I will play Tipo and ink the card in my hand, and I will pass.
Well, I am just God's chosen warrior today, so we will
Draw that.
gathering.
Well, yeah, that's how that goes.
Man, I severely underrated this card. This card has just been
Yeah,
obnoxious.
I mean, like, I kept telling you, hey, this card is good, and everyone kept telling me I was wrong. And then turns out Humble was right.
It's just such an obnoxious card. Like, passing with your opponent at 14, like, you never expect to, like, lose that game when I have 1 card in hand.
Well, you're playing purple, so I always expect to lose that game if you're an Amethyst. Not the showcasing of blueberries that I wanted, but we were able to control the board pretty effectively. Yeah, that was fast.
That was real fast.
That was real.
That was zooming.
Yeah, game 2, you having just like double gathering knowledge of wisdom off the top was annoying. But oddly enough, the blueberry deck actually put up a good fight.
Yeah, like you definitely had some turns where I was like, oh, like I might not like win this. Like he might take over the board state, and then I was like, uninteractive lore gain off the top of my deck. I'll take 2, please.
Yeah. So like, ironically enough, game 1, if had I not opened like mulliganed away 2 uninkable cards and then drew 4 uninkable cards in my hand, I think I would have been able to get there. Like my hand was really interactive. I had Fox, I had the 5-ink Elsa. I had a lot of ways to kind of deal with the things that you were doing. The only problem was is I had to ink those things because the rest of my hand was uninkable.
Yeah, you had Elsa, you had Big Elsa and Mufasa in your hand.
Well, not only that, so like I drew a card off of Turnabox Followers was a rabbit, and the card I drew for turn was a rabbit.
Oh.
And guess what turn it wasn't?
4?
Turn 4. And I could not play it, so I could not cycle. But, you know, variance happens. We are playing 15 uninkable cards. Sometimes it does get there. He is playing more.
20.
Yeah.
20? I think it's somewhere between 20 and 24.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't need to ink past, like, 3.
Well, I need to ink an 8. So
Yeah.
that's where things get weird. But I am really happy with how the deck performed. Like, again, probably not the best iteration. The Anna never really came up.
Anna.
Anna. That card didn't come up, especially in a matchup where my opponent's characters are going to be turned sideways.
You just need to let it go, man.
No, you need to let it go.
No, you need to let it go.
You're gonna pokey dip me right now.
So like, I'm actually super happy that aggro is making a comeback. You know, it's been since set 1 that we've really seen an aggro deck tend to shine.
Yeah.
You know, long past are the days of Lilo, Simba, Just-in-Time Cusco. Like that.
Take me back.
Take me. I mean, I can show you a whole new world,
but there's no
full of knowledge and wisdom.
God. All right, sure, you got me.
I'm super excited to like keep testing this deck out. I definitely want to. I think it has like a real shot. Like I could imagine myself going to a DLC and just being done with all of my matches in like 7 minutes and just getting to like walk around the convention for like
until your opponent
50 minutes
inks a steel card and you go, never mind. Live by the aggro, die by the aggro.
Yeah, exactly. The floor is steel.
Anyway. That's been Labrets, episode 4, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this. I think I'm going to keep this.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great time.
We love you guys.